going on, Orlando Magic fans? Welcome to the Six Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Rock'em. Magic win. Hey, think of it this way. The Magic have won 2 out of their last 3 games. I'm just saying. That's a statistical fact. You can take it to the bank. Wow, what a game. What a game and what a win. That was crazy. What a back and forth battle. We'll talk more about the Spurs in a second, but yeah, wow, that was wild. Magic win 112-111 over the San Antonio Spurs in a home game? What? The Magic were at home? Yes, Magic back at home, finally, after a lot of road games lately. But yeah, Magic win by 1. A clutch stop there as the buzzer sounded, stopping Wembanyama's jumper from going in. Whew. Let's just be honest really fast before we talk about this game. Raise your hand if you thought for sure that Wembanyama shot was going in at the buzzer and the Magic were going to lose a heartbreaker. Raise your hand. It just felt inevitable, right? Given how things have gone lately, it just felt inevitable. I know my hand's up. As soon as it left his hand, I was like, well, that's unfortunate. But it didn't happen. Didn't happen. Yeah, glad for that. Yeah. Also glad you're here. This is the Six Man Show Postgame Live. It's our live postgame show after every Orlando Magic game. Who are we? We're the Six Man Show. We do a podcast covering the Magic, and we do these shows on YouTube after every game. And so, yeah, if you're brand new around here, thanks for checking us out. You're in good company if you're an Orlando Magic fan. So why don't you hit that subscribe button if you're new, and whether you've been here a long time or this is your first time, please hit the like button because that always helps as well. My name's Kevin. Glad you're hanging out with us tonight after yet another Magic win. I say yet another, as if we've had a lot of those lately. But maybe, just maybe we're about to have a lot of those going forward as we are in such a home-heavy stretch from now until the first week of March. So yeah, glad you're hanging out with us. It's going to be a fun night, celebrating a win, talking about some really impressive performances from this Magic team. But first, as we always do, we're going to go to the Super Chats that we have. We got a couple here. First, this one is from King the 7th, who says, Franz AB legacy game and a P5 game winner. Play the freaking song. Love the fight tonight. And coach taking no BS tonight was great to see. Yeah, a lot of guys stepped up tonight on both ends of the floor. Lots to talk about. But there's one thing that you said in there that we have to address first. And that is we do, once again, get to play the song. So let's go. Thank you for that super chat, King the 7th. Before we get to our other super chats, you're probably wondering, wow, those socks are really cool. The Play the Song socks that say play the song on the front and have the old school Magic logo on the back. You're like, wow, where can I get those? Well, I'm so glad that you asked, because you can get those at Rock'em.com. They're the presenting sponsor of the Six Man Show Postgame Live. They make some amazing, wild, creative, fun, wacky socks and underwear for some of your favorite teams, including the Orlando Magic. You want some Franz socks? They have those. You know, celebrate his 33 bomb, tonight. You can get those there. You can get all kinds of cool stuff at Rock'em.com. Just whenever you shop there, use this code MAGIC20 because it gets you 20% off your order all season long, and it helps out the Six Man Show along the way. So yeah, big shout out to Rock'em. A lot of diehard Magic fans over there. And yeah, big shout out to them for sponsoring the show. Back to the Super Chats. Next up, we have Alexander. Says, that game winner was massive for Paolo's confidence, especially during this rough patch. Not just a game winner, he hit both of the buckets, and I think those were the only 2 buckets in the final minute. 2 middies, 2 mid-range jumpers for Paolo. Fresh off of the 3-pointer with like just over a minute to go that I didn't really love. Wasn't super happy with that, but I was really glad that he bounced back right after that with back-to-back buckets. So yeah, hopefully it's really, really big for Paolo's confidence. Wasn't his best night tonight shooting the basketball, but did well to get others involved, rebounded pretty well. And yeah, down the stretch, obviously, hit some really, really, really big buckets. Thank you for that, Alexander. And then we got Lee with a very generous super chat. Says, AB was that guy tonight. Way too early to give up on him. Glad he's still here. I was going to talk about this in a second, but since you brought it up first off, thank you so much for that very generous super chat. You want to know the MVPs of this game? To me, it is Anthony Black and Tristan da Silva, and sprinkle a little bit of Jonathan Isaac in there. Why? Were they good tonight? Yeah, they were. But they were the reason, I feel they were the reason this game did not end in a blowout. Because this Magic team went down by what, like 10 in that first quarter? And those guys came in, Anthony Black and Tristan DeSilva first, and then again, J.I. came in, made some plays after those two guys. And they just, they upped the defensive intensity, they upped the defensive activity, and they turned the game around single-handedly. Well, there's a couple of them, so more than, they had a lot of hands. Anyway, they turned that game around, all right? This game was trending bad at the start. Anthony Black, Tristan DeSilva, and some Jonathan Isaac absolutely rescued this game in that first quarter. Now, you didn't win the game in the first quarter, but you saved the game in the first quarter. And then from then on, it was a back-and-forth game. Let's see, 9 lead changes tonight and 11 ties. This game was back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I don't believe it would have been back and forth if it wasn't for those guys. So big shout out, Tristan DeSilva, Anthony Black, Jonathan Isaac, saving the game in the first quarter when it absolutely could have gotten away from you. Credit to them. But yes, Lee, AB was excellent. Not just defensively, right? That's how they turned this game around in that first quarter, was that defensive activity, but even offensively tonight for Anthony Black. What did he miss? 1 shot tonight? 8 of 9 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3, 20 points, along with those 2 steals. Wow. Great night for Anthony Black. And a big 3 down the stretch, too. Big 3. This team needed a bucket, and Anthony Black delivered again. He's had a lot of big 3. I shouldn't say a lot. He's had several big 3s down the stretch of games this season. Obviously, the first one you think of is Boston, right? In the left corner, I think that was Boston. Yeah. A couple big shots from him this season. All right. Let's go to the chat. See what we got tonight. There's a lot of you hanging out with us tonight. Holy smokes. Wow, yeah. We're not going to get to every message in the chat. We'll get to a lot of them, though. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with us, guys. This is crazy. There's a ton of you here. I think a lot of Magic fans are just tired of losing. And so when you get a win like tonight, and it's against Wembanyama and the Spurs, and it's a nail-biter, a thriller, I think a lot of Magic fans are pretty fired up, and rightfully so. Chris D says, play that song and put some respect on AB's name. Absolutely. Lots of respect right now. Hamad says, this is our house. Love that. Hey, this is, we just talked about this a lot this week, but this is the time. You got to establish this. Including tonight, 10 out of 11 at home. You just got to take advantage of it. Got to do it. And hey, you can only win the game in front of you, and they did that tonight. So we'll see that. See what they can do. Ross says, play the song. Let's go. Swordfish says, the Mo Wagner sideline difference. That's good. That's good. I like that, Swordfish. Haven't seen Mo Wagner on the sideline since his injury in, what was that, mid-December? Magic go on a tailspin, and then all of a sudden he's on the sideline, and now we're winning again? Coincidence? I think not. Jalen Lawson says, Franz carried us there, and 5 came alive in the 4th. That's what we need. 100%. 100%. Franz was outrageous in this game. Yeah, Wemby got the first couple. But as they would say, Wembanyama won the battle, and Franz Wagner won the war. That's how it felt tonight. Love that. And just really fast, I love that this game ended on a stop. I know Anthony Black obviously did a great job on the defensive play, right? Like, at the end of the day, it came down to a shot, right? But the Magic did such a good job of forcing not an impossible shot, but a difficult shot. Now, if someone was going to make an awkward shot like that, it was going to be like a Wembanyama, right? Who can shoot over anybody. But credit to Jonathan Isaac and then Anthony Black for forcing that play. And then, again, I think it's just amazing that this team won this game on a defensive stop. I think it's huge. So much fun. Obviously, it's like right in line with the identity of this team. But yeah, that was really fun. But again, as soon as he let go, I was like, oh, man. Well, game over. And it was game over, just in the way that I wanted. the way that all of us wanted. Tristan says, I hope we put Franz in the position to shoot a game-winning shot instead of P5. It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, look, I understand what you're saying. And I thought the same thing, right? Franz has the hot hand. We should get him the ball. Then Powell makes that one jumper. And you're like, okay, honestly, I don't care who gets the ball. Either guy, is somewhat feeling it right now. And so I'll back either guy. I'll back either guy to do that. Jay Ward says, AB and friends. Love that. Nicholas says, Paolo woke up. 10-game win streak starts now. Sign me up, Nicholas. Sign me the heck up. Rich Collab says, hit that like button. Yes, please do that. There's over 200 of you hanging out with us live here on YouTube. Several more of you over on Twitter/X. Definitely hit that like button. It always helps other Magic fans find this show and find this podcast. And if you're watching this later or listen to this on podcast platform, hit the like button as well. Always appreciate it. Thank you, Rich, for that reminder for everybody. Views from Central Florida says, J.I. with that big-time 3 late in the fourth. Yeah, you can't forget about that. Cannot forget about that. He had just missed one a couple possessions earlier, had a chance to redeem himself, and took advantage, and it was a big one. Big 3 in the corner. We got a super chat here. This one's from Gear95 Shred. Thank you so much for that super chat. Always appreciated. Always appreciate when you guys choose to support the Six Man Show in that way. Let's see what else we got here. Views from Central Florida says P5 slump over. Maybe. I mean, it wasn't bad tonight, right? It wasn't great. But the fourth quarter definitely elevated his numbers there. Ends up 7 of 17 from the field. 0 of 4 from 3, which is not ideal. But, I mean, you take away those 4 threes, and he's 7 for 13 from the field. Or from 2, I guess I should say. That's not bad. Not bad at all. We just got another super chat here. This one's from Michael Martin. Says, KCP was great against Fox. 100%. This is a great point, Michael. Thank you so much for that super chat and for that great point. De'Aaron Fox absolutely shut down tonight, courtesy of KCP. Anthony Black spent some time on him as well. De'Aaron Fox ends up 9 points, 3 of 11 from the field. Does have 9 assists, but 5 turnovers. Yikes. Now, on the flip side, right, Harrison Barnes absolutely burns you in that first quarter. Starts 6 of 6 from 3, ends up 6 of 7 from 3 in that quarter, but only hit 1 more 3 the rest of the way. Devin Vassell, on the other hand, just burned you all night long. 11 and 14 for him. But those guys, man, they hit a ton of shots. I mean, some elite shot making from those two tonight. Some of it was because they were open. Some of it was not. But they talk about it on the broadcast. Sometimes you see one go in, and then all of a sudden you can get cooking, even if you're covered. The Only Hero says, remember when there was doubt that Franz couldn't be a number 2 in the league? What a great basketball player calling the timeout. Powell with a clutch shot. Bench played amazing. Great win. 100% agree to all that. Speaking first about Franz, Franz is a really good basketball player. Really, really good. Really good. I mean, tonight he was exceptional. But him calling that timeout, I don't know how your brain moves that fast to do that, right? Because so much has to happen. You gotta gather the ball that's going out of bounds. You gotta make sure your feet stay in bounds. You gotta decide in that split second, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna try to find a teammate? Am I gonna try to throw it off a defender and let it go out of bounds? Or, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call a timeout. Now, I'm going to call a timeout, but I can't talk. My momentum is taking me out of bounds, so I'm going to call a timeout, and then I'm going to jump in the air and turn and just hope for the best. So all of that happens in the span of a microsecond. But yeah, credit to Franz. Now, controversial opinion here. Was that really a legal timeout? I don't know. I'm just going to be honest, guys. I'm just going to be honest. What was his foot on the ground when he called timeout? It was really close. I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if the last 2-minute report comes out and they say that was an incorrect call. I'm just saying. All right. I'm grateful for it. We deserve it. But that was dicey. Dicey at best. K. Will says undefeated with injured Mo in the building. Yeah, absolutely. So glad to see him on the bench there. I did think it was funny that he was dressed like an assistant coach. I don't know if that was on purpose or a joke or serious or what, but I thought it was hilarious. Oh, man. Matt Browning says, truly a team win, too. Everyone that played contributed in this one. Yeah. I mean, there's one guy to me that, I don't know, guys. Yeah, he had a rebound. Outside of that, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, I understand the point you're making. It was definitely a team win. I'm giving Gary Harris a hard time because it definitely was a team win, though, for sure. Let's see. We got another super chat here. This one's from Derek. It says Franz is our number one guy and Wendell needs more credit. Wendell needs more credit. Interesting. Thank you for that super chat, Derek. I thought Wendell was not the best tonight. Now it's a very tough assignment, right? The Spurs are a tough team. Wembanyama's tough. I didn't think Wendell was all that great tonight. But I mean, look, he wasn't a disaster. I'll definitely say that. We got another super chat, man. You guys are going crazy. This one's from Jalen Lawson. Says you guys are the pulse of the fan base. Whoa, that's very nice of you. Appreciate you guys shutting down any Paolo versus Franz talk. Keep doing it, and the fan base will follow. Wow, Jalen, that's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much for that super chat and for those kind words. Look, I mean, here's the deal. This is how both Jonathan and I feel, which I'm so glad that Jonathan feels this way because I would have a hard time, having a partner in this show that felt that this was something, right? Like, I'm so glad that he and I both feel that, like, there should never, ever be a Paolo versus Franz conversation. Like, what good does that do, right? Number one. And number two, what sport are you watching if you think that's valid, right? Like, watch those guys play basketball. They're two incredible young basketball players. They just so happen to wear the same jersey, which is a good thing. So the fact that there are any Magic fans out there that are putting one in front of the other, like, why? I don't understand that. Especially in this day and age when they see these things. You think they don't. You think they don't see these things. You may think, oh, Powell and Franz, they're not on social media. That might be true. Number one, it might not be true. They might see this directly. Number two, though, they got people in their circle of influence that do see these things. Powell has friends and family. Franz has friends and family that are on social media. And they will see these things. And you think they're not going to tell Paolo and Franz that these conversations are happening amongst the fan base? Sure they will. We have seen it done many, many times across sports. That social media has, can either, whether it's an individual player, has hurt their confidence or burn bridges with fan bases, right? Like, those kinds of things have happened. And the last thing that Jonathan or I or any, I don't want to say any real Magic fan, because I think there are some real Magic fans that say these things. But if you are looking out for the best interest of this organization and for the future of this team and the present, why would you try to drive a wedge between those? You may not realize you're doing it when you say that, but that's what happens. When you do this Paolo versus Franz debate, that's what happens. You are driving a wedge between them. You're saying I have to pick and choose which one is better. Here's the thing. One night, Paolo is going to be better. And one night, Franz is going to be better. That is the beauty of having a two-headed monster like this. They're going to take turns. Every once in a while, they're both going to be great. Sometimes they're both going to be pitiful. But more often than not, they're just going to take turns. One's going to have, a great 4-game stretch, and then the other one's going to have a great 4-game stretch. Look at Boston, right? We always talk about the Magic. They're being built in the same ways the Boston Celtics, blah, 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 blah. But look at how they've been for years with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. That's the story of their life. Both guys capable of playing great. Both guys, not just scorers, but great across the board. They do a lot of things well. And some nights, Jason Tatum is going to score the basketball better and more efficiently than Jaylen Brown, and some nights it's going to be the other way around. I think Jason Tatum is probably a better basketball player than Jaylen Brown, but Jaylen Brown won the Finals MVP. Why? Because he had a better series and a better playoffs. But like the debate between the two has to stop when they're winning and things are going well, and the future is bright and all these things. I think it's a waste of time. I'm going on a total tangent here. I don't usually like to do this on this show, but you brought up something that I'm very passionate about, Jalen, so thank you. But the future is so bright. They're 23 and 22 years old. The last thing I want is for this fan base to be the reason that one of those guys is either unhappy here or decides to leave because they look on social media and say, oh, they think the other one's better than me? Okay, I'm out of here. See ya. And it's possible. Some people think it sounds far-fetched, but it's very possible. Jalen, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Greasy Nut says, oh, gosh. You always, I wish I... All right, whatever. Thank you for the super chat. He says, who would you rather take a shower with, John Konkak or Ronnie? I'm just stopping it there. Whatever. Thank you for the super chat. I can't. I'm not talking about taking a shower with anybody. Oh my gosh. Noel Ramirez says the same people that are giving up on Paolo are the same people that said give Franz time to grow. Look, like you're right. I mean, it's a wishy-washy. I don't say wishy-washy. As teams of any sport, Magic or whatever, go up and down, fan bases are going to go up and down, right? It's the way it goes. Tale as old as time. And yeah, some people said some wild and wacky things about Paolo over the last few weeks. And yeah, just kind of is the way it is. Hate to see it. All right, let's go back to the chat. That was a ton of super chats, guys. You guys are amazing. All right, let's see what else we got here. We'll hit just a few more of these messages from the chat. And then we'll check out some stats and scores and all those kinds of things. Mario says, we lose without that Franz timeout. Yeah, feels like it. Jess says, how about that rookie Castle? Sheesh, yeah, that dude is wild. That dude is going to be so good. Let's talk about San Antonio really fast. What a team. What a core that those guys have. Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell. Kelton Johnson isn't even is a good player too. Like, man, oh man, that team is going to be a problem. I am glad they're in the West. Sheesh. Michael Kiefer says body language looked better today. Yeah, that was nice. That was really good. And again, I really credit that first, the first, I want to say second unit, but like when Tristan and AB and JI got into the game and totally changed it. That's where it changed for me. I still feel like this game was going to be over if those guys didn't turn it around. I really feel that way. I think they saved the game. Luke Pinson says, Mark Williams and Dalton Connect trade was rescinded. Yeah, that was crazy. That happened down the stretch of this game, so I haven't really read a whole lot about it. I don't know if it was a failed physical or something, but I'll have to look that up after this. That is so wild that happened, over 48 hours after the trade. How awkward. All right, let's see. We just got another super chat. This one's from Matt. It says, Gary's minutes over young guards and Da Silva. Yeah, Gary played 16 minutes tonight, which surprises me. Like, it felt like he played 4. Yeah, I mean, are there other guys that could get those minutes? Maybe. Here's the thing. Gary is still a serviceable defender, okay? I'm not going to take that from him. Offensively, though, look out. Buckin says, turning point of the season? I hope so, man. I hope so. It feels like it could be, but we'll see. Oh, man. All right, let's see. We'll show a couple more of these, and then we'll go to some stats and stuff. Jay Davis says, not one soul. We'll talk about KCP's clutch steal on Fox that gave us the last opportunity. I will. I'll do it. Thanks to your reminder, Jay. Yeah, that was huge and clean. Totally clean. Sometimes, the Magic are obviously a very handsy team, very physical team, and there can be some borderline plays. Like the Magic do get a lot of deflections and strips and steals and those kinds of things. And sometimes you watch the replay and you're like, we might have got away with one there. Not that one. Clean as a whistle. And huge, clutch. Changed the game, gave the Magic a chance, and there you go. How about this? I want to ask you a question. Something that surprised me at the end of this game. If any of you watched the walk-off interview Dante had with Franz and Paolo, did you hear that Franz said, I can't remember if he said this might be the biggest win of the year, or best. I think he said best. This might be the best win of the year. What'd you think about that? That was very interesting. Because I don't know if he meant best or what he really like meant deep down was like most important, maybe. I'm curious, Chad. Let me know what you think about that, because I don't think it's the best win of the season, right? I think there's probably 5 others I'd put in front of it, at least. But it might be the most important. It might go down as the most important. If the Magic are able to do what we're all hoping and praying they do over these next 10, 11 games and turn the season around and get back to playing Magic basketball, tonight could end up being the most important, because this could be the one that jumpstarts that run. I'm definitely curious. That made me raise my eyebrows. It's a very interesting comment there from Franz. Very interesting. All right, let's go check out some stats and stuff before we come back to the chat. We talked about Franz already, but 33 points. 33, 12, and 5 assists. 1 steal, 3 turnovers for him. 14 of 28 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. Great night for Franz. Absolutely great. Paolo, we talked about him already. Struggled early, but that fourth quarter had several big buckets. Ends up with 17, 7, and 6. Goga pretty quiet tonight, but he had his hands full dealing with Wemby. Good grief, man. KCP just 3 points, 3 boards and assists, 2 steals. But as we just talked about, big steal at the end there on De'Aaron Fox. Cole, pretty good in that first half. 13 points, 5 of 11 from the field. Felt like he kind of disappeared in the second half. Gary, we talked about him. Just 16 points. Definitely not 16 points. 16 minutes. 0 points. Anthony Black with a team high plus 22. 20 points for him. 8 of 9 from the field. 3 of 3 from 3. Had 2 steals as well. Only 1 turnover. Tristan Da Silva, I thought, was really, really good tonight as well. 3 points, 2 boards, 1 assist, 2 steals in just 17 minutes. Again, helped turn the game around in that first quarter. Wendell, was all right. Had a couple really, really bad shots, like really bad misses, but 7 points for him, 2 boards and 3 assists. And then Jonathan Isaac, some really big buckets tonight. 14 points, 8 boards, 6 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3 in just 18 and a half minutes. Good stuff from J.I. Magic ended up shooting 51% from the field. How about that? And 33% from 3. This adds to the stat. I wish I could remember. Man, I wish I could remember who tweeted this. Man, I'm gonna have to find that. I want to give credit where it's due, because it was quite the tweet. Quite the tweet. I'll have to find it in a second. Was something like, when the Magic shoot 32% from 3 or better, they're 54 and 17. Is that the number? I think that's the number that I have in my head. Whatever. It was like a 62 win pace. And it's like, holy crap. When this team shoots like not even league average, like just a little bit below league average, they're an elite team. And this stat tonight fuels that. They shoot 33% tonight and get another win. Love to see it. Love to see it. We talked already about the Spurs. Devin Vassell with 25. Harrison Barnes with 21. Wemby, 18 on 5 of 12 shooting. 1 of 6 from 3. Not the best Wembanyama night. He does get 4 steals and 4 blocks. Sheesh, that's crazy. That's crazy, but offensively, not his best. Going over some team stats here. Let's see. Magic win quarters 1 and 4 and lose 2 and 3. Hey, wouldn't it be so nice if we got back to the winning ways at home in the fourth quarter? Remember at the beginning of the season when we were unstoppable at home in the fourth quarter? Literally like historically good. Would love to see that again. 56 points in the paint for the Magic. Love to see that. Only 34 for the Spurs. That's because they were draining threes from everywhere. 18 fast break points. 44 bench points for the Magic. 14 turnovers, leading to 26 Spurs points. We've had better, we've had worse. But then this section, this is what I just talked about earlier. 9 lead changes and 11 ties. This was back and forth. Like crazy. Love to see that. Let's go around the league really fast. Check out some scores. And, yeah, that's not accurate. That says the game's still going on. I'm going to refresh this one more time. Make sure we're accurate here. Let's see. Hawks beat the Wizards. No surprise there. Lakers beat the Pacers. Again, awkward stuff with that trade. Mavericks beat the Rockets on Anthony Davis's Mavericks debut. Although he did leave the game injured. We'll have to find out more about that later. Nuggets are leading the Suns right now. Celtics up 12 on the Knicks just after halftime. Blazers, Timberwolves, one possession game with 9 minutes to go in the fourth. The freaking Portland Trailblazers, man, what a story. Those guys are crazy. They have found a winning formula. Makes the two Magic losses to them not look so bad. Thunder destroying the Grizzlies at the end of 3, and then the Bulls currently lead the Warriors late third quarter as well. What does all this mean for the standings? Let's take a look. Magic down just a game to both the Pistons and the Miami Heat. That's pretty cool. Just a game back of playoff positioning. Again, considering all the things the Magic have been through over the last little bit, you'll definitely take that. Just a half game up on the Hawks. Hawks did win today. So it's a really good thing the Magic won, because otherwise you'd be level in the standings with the Atlanta Hawks and the 9 seed. That would be bad. But actually, now that I say it out loud, Magic host the Hawks on Monday. So that is a full game swing right there, one way or another. Either the Hawks win and they'll pass the Magic by a half game, or the Magic will win and they'll go up 1.5 games on the Hawks. Big game on Monday. First game against the Hawks all season. Magic still trail the Milwaukee Bucks by 3 games, and the Pacers now by, 4.5 games. 4.5 games. So you do gain a whole game on the Pacers today after their loss to the LA Lakers. All right, chat. Let's get some final thoughts from you before we call this a night and look ahead to Monday. Rich Collab says, friendship is greater than shooting. Hey, power of friendship, baby. We are enough. Apparently. Oh, man. Let's see here. Gear 95 Shreds says, whoops. Oh, you're talking about the super chat. Yeah. Love to see how pumped J.I. on that defensive stop at the end. Minister defense was in tonight. Yeah, he was fired up. Fired up for the win. I think he was fired up for AB being the point person for that Wembanyama stop. But, yeah, he was pumped, and I love to see that. We got another super chat here. This one's from, Stephen Luong, our friend, says, Paolo Napoleon Banchero. That is all. Hit the like. I mean, that guy. What a stud. What a beast. So clutch. Scott's Week in Sports says, let's go, baby. Great win by the boys. When are you guys doing the next 6 fan show? That's a great question, Scott's Week in Sports. I'm so glad you asked. January was such a road-heavy month, right? I mean, so many road games, not a lot of opportunities for 6 fan shows. To be honest, Scott's Week in Sports, I don't remember. It's sometime this month, I can tell you that. There's so many home games. I have the schedule somewhere over here. I'll have to find it. Let me look that up. I'll let you know, because it is definitely coming up. It's been far too long since we have done a 6 fan show. But again, there haven't been home games. Like this team has just been on the road for seemingly ever and ever and ever. But yeah, we'll see if I will definitely find it for you and let you know. I've got it somewhere. I've got the schedule somewhere. I don't know. I'll have to let you know about that. Yeah, I can't find it. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Buckin says, having shooting around him drastically takes Paolo's game to a new level. That is 100% true. 100% true. Yeah. If guys are knocking shots down around Paolo, it just opens up everything. Let's see here. Justice for Greatness says, anyone talking down Paolo or Franz don't know ball, plain and simple. 100%. 100% agree. Let's see here. Last couple thoughts. Chris says, hey, Wendell has to stop missing dunks. That's important. Yeah, he had a couple opportunities tonight for like and ones and stuff like that. But Maddie says, build AB a statue. Maybe someday. Joe says, when's the next game? I'm glad you asked that. Monday. Monday's the next game. Like I said, against the Atlanta Hawks. Team you haven't played all season long. A division opponent you haven't played since February. Mid-February. That's crazy. Unheard of stuff. But yeah, that's the next game. And I think that's as good a place as any just to wrap this one up, is looking ahead to Monday. Hey guys, Magic won. Wow. Can't believe it. So happy. They started this homestand off with a W. Let's hope they can continue it Monday. Like I said, it's a really important game. You're basically neck and neck with the Hawks in the standings. Get a win. You can get a full game cushion against them. Lose, and you'll be behind the Hawks in the standings. Not good. But we'll see how it goes. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. I can't talk. Whatever. See you Monday. Let's go Magic.